What's going on, guys? Happy Friday. Welcome back to the tavern. It's my pleasure to have you guys. Hope you guys are having a great day. Yeah, the weekend's here. The weekend's here. It's time to get serious. It's time to lock in. It's a time to complete our first playthrough and routing of our Deathless attempt. So today we're going to start off with Soul of Cinder, kill him, and then do a restart of the game, a reset, and play all the way to Soul of Cinder and see how well our notes have kept up. We took notes over the last week on what we wanted to do and how we wanted to go about it for our first Deathless attempt. We figured our fourth playthrough of DS3, after years of not playing video games, is a great time to challenge ourselves to a Deathless SL1 attempt. So, with that being said, oh, I accidentally just closed my notes. I had it up a second ago, I swear. Yeah, let's put this over here. But beyond that, if it's your first time stopping by, I appreciate you stopping by the tavern. Here at the tavern, it is my pleasure to have you. We really spend time here focusing on connecting with each other before and after every single stream, so you always have that to look forward to. And amongst the things we can talk about is one is my past. You know, I spent the last 10 years of my life being in the military and being around it and heavily invested in it. So a decade of my life was spent preparing and training and being in the military, going the army route. So, you know, if you ever had questions about that, I got you covered. Also, I do personal in this chapter of my life now, I do personal training. I combine those two sentences right there. So if you have any questions or you need help with health and nutrition or sleep advice or anything like that, just know that I've coached over a dozen clients to help reach their goals, and I can help you as well. And, you know, that's just something I do for free. And because I genuinely want to help people and I want them to get everything they want out of life. You know, we only have one life, and it's best to take care of it the best we can. So that's my mission, is to help people in this world. And that's one way I plan on doing it. And to that effect, I even made a Discord server where you guys can reach out to me on there. If you don't want to just talk about here in the streaming chat, you could also DM me directly once you add yourself to the stream server, and that will allow you to have that access to me. So just have a little bit more discretion if you want to keep things a little bit more quiet, which there's nothing wrong with. So, but outside of that, you know, I'm big into anime, so I love to talk that. You know, I've been playing a lot of Poke MMO lately, so if you're into that, if you know, you know. But if nothing else, I hope to entertain you guys on this journey of Dark Souls with me. So thanks for stopping by. Let's just double check something real quick as we get this game lit up in the background. What is this? All right. Getting this game booted up. You know, it's really hard to find like copyright-free music. Didn't know that until I started streaming. I was like, wow, this is more challenging than I would like it to be. All right, there we go. Jeez. What is this? You know, I'm actually really looking forward to, whoa. Bunch of pop-ups. I love how Steam opens up like 18 windows for you as soon as you open up any game. What is this? There's a download from Sony for controllers. What is this business? Yeah, I play on PC, by the way. Shout out to the people who play on PC console games. Dude, there's a Dragon Ball Z franchise sale in Steam right now? Yo, guys. Is this something we need to look at? Sparking Zero? Wow, it's got a lot of good reviews. Let me complete that installation real quick. Finish. Dude, I'm gonna have to look into this. Apparently there's a big sale on Dragon Ball Z games on Steam, so... Bro, I haven't played Xenoverse in forever, bro. It's still $20 in Steam? That's crazy. That game is how old? Alright, I'm getting a little distracted. Let's close that down before we start like going crazy. Alright. Alright, let's pause this over here. Let's get the game booted up. What's up, Jay Money? How you been, man? All right, let's get situated. Yeah, I think so. Unfortunately, because of our controller having a broken paddle and having activation issues, we're gonna send that in the mail tomorrow. So we're gonna have to go to the store tomorrow, and unfortunately buy another controller, which sucks. So starting next week, I'll have a different controller. But sleepy, I resonate with that. Did you just eat too? Dude, I had like the food-itis a couple hours ago, man. The food-itis. Let's get my mouse out of the way. I don't want to bonk into that on accident. I've done that before. I've been playing here with my controller and then I accidentally hit my mouse mid-boss fight. Feels bad. So, Erica, I got you. How many badges does it make now? Is that badge number 5 or 4? Yeah, so 4, you get the market now. You could check that out. I mean, I don't know if you're done playing for the day, but... What was I doing there? I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to commit to a forward roll. Let me double check my notes real quick, because obviously we already went through this. Our strategy for the sword phase. Ah, okay. Yeah. That's kind of awkward. That's alright. You head off to sleep? No worries, man. Yeah, prioritize that sleep, man. Most definitely. You got the weekend, too. You don't want to be, like, ruin your Saturday morning because, you know what I'm saying, you stay up too late on Friday. Like, Saturday's the day you can geek out, you know? That's the way I've always, like, grew up. I was like, Saturday night's the day I go crazy. You going out? I got you. That was so dangerous. I can't believe I did that. Alright, let me lock in here. What the heck am I doing? Yeah, get some sleep, man. For sure. You deserve it. Nope. I always double roll everything. Oh shit, there's wood in the way. Oh. Free punish. Oh, mage phase, nice. Double punish. There you go. Oh my god, that was so close. Whoa! To be honest, I thought I could heal there. But now we know we can't. To be honest, we never... I don't even think he can homing soul in second phase. Because if he can't, there's really no point in me healing there. Bad habit. Just take the hit, keep it pushing. But pretty good for a second attempt. But yeah, if you you go out to sleep, man, I hope you have a good rest. Sleep well, my man. Alright, the strat is roll back, space, and then roll in. Space. Well, hold on. Alright, I was talking it. That's the only attack we don't space because it's a lunge. So, LOL. Because he can lunge in second attack, as we've seen. Alright. That's funny, as soon as I said that, he abused the pattern. That's exactly the bad habit I have right there. An awkward first roll that leads to being exposed for the second roll. That second attack in his sequence being a lunge. See, that's the problem with this, like his sword phase is like, honestly, I think just reacting to everything is the way. Like, yeah, after you attack, roll out and try to space and find an opportunity to roll in, but at the same time, it's like, okay. See, I did it again. Yeah, let me punish you again. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Get it together, buddy. What the fuck? I'm just not going in the right direction, I guess. Oh shit. Alright, no more homing souls, thank god. Now I can just roll backwards like a normal person. Always a triple roll after that. That was a shame. the H? Bro. Sleeping on the job. I was caught daydreaming right there. The music on this fight is so sick. Honestly, I could never appreciate the music because I was always worried about dodging. I don't think I've ever legitimately like listened to the soundtrack of this fight. The only one that I really like paid attention to was the Demon Prince when I first heard it. But I'm gonna pay attention to it now. I'm dead. You know what's interesting? If I do backwards roll, like that first roll at the start of a attack sequence can never be a lateral roll. Because if I have the bad habit kicking, if I do a backwards roll, I don't create enough distance. It has some parts of the Gwyn's. I got you. Yeah, sounds dope. I'll probably die here. Oh, I got lucky. If he did any other attack. Oh my god, so lucky. Alright, man. Take care now. I should not do 2 there. Shit! Yeah, that was a great attack by him, which looks sick as fuck. That's probably his sickest attack in this this fight. Like if you know, for in terms of like getting killed by. Oh, not mean to do that. All right. Yeah, I just think doing more damage. I mean, sure, right? Let's find out how much two attacks does. We'll leave it on just to see how much 2 punishes does in total damage. $558. Okay. I was a little bit slow in that roll there. I'm a little slow in that roll. So 558. Because the only time I'll get more than 2 attacks is if he's in mage phase or stagger. Boost attacks as long as I can only triple punish the stagger. I think if I'm right on top of him when I do stagger, it would be 4. $556. So literally is no difference. Whoa, what was that camera business? That 360? I didn't know where to roll. Because I'm reacting to this fucking whirlwind of a move. So that was 556. Well, if I'm not mistaken. This was 558. This is more damage without it. Which, if it does a 2 damage difference, then obviously we'll just keep this ring. Yeah, it does more damage. Wow. Wow, what the hell is that? The homing plus the sword phase, not ideal. If you're too far away, it doesn't. Roll! What am I doing? Oh my gosh. I was doing great. I was doing great until I just fumbled. Use the scrub. Scrub! Why do I have an Ashes Flask? Dude, that's bad luck. That's what's been holding me back this entire time. Jeez, don't you hate when that happens? I actually need to buy more lightning pine resin, but... Alright. Pradeep, be careful. Alright. Let's lock in. Doing pretty solid when I pay attention. Just haven't really seen enough of second phase. Because clearly I'm not reacting well to that fiery lunge. There's a whole lot of red going on. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Also haven't quite nailed the timing for second phase, the fire explosion. Like, I know you could probably get 2 attacks in there consistently, which I would like to do, but I just need to get the timing down right. Alright. Yeah, we don't punish our first lunge. Yeah, fuck you in that lunge shit, bro. I thought I could space that, but I was not quite where I needed to be. Not quite where I needed to be for that. Because I don't want to, like, overly commit to a second roll, because then if it's a lunge, then I'm not reacting. If it is a lunge, I can easily just roll, but... we could always just roll out and roll in to make it simple after I punish. So whether it's a lunge or not, I'll always be safe. Well, you can try that. We can try that after our punishes. Need my stamina back. Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure I like that. Put me in a weird position. It was a delayed backhand. And they cooked me. So yeah. I like rolling straight back. And I just gotta make sure it's a straight back first roll. So I have the most amount of space to then just jog back to space the second attack if it's not a lunge. It's just those like subtle details that just really separates consistency in runs. We watch. You'll probably phase here in a sec. This is not the phase I want to stagger him if I do. So I kind of don't want to hit him. Oh, he's going to do the thing, isn't he? Yep. So we'll get 2 here. Half health, not bad. Mage, nice. Yeah, you're cooked. Damn. I didn't know how to stagger right there. That was so sketch and like really close. I should not have gone so hard in the paint. Well, I missed my opportunity, so. Watch the lunge. right. All right. I did want some extra practice, so I didn't mind seeing if I would die there. So after lunges, I can punish once. After grabs, I can punish once. If I time the flame just right, I could maybe get 2 in, but we'll just stick to 1. Just for consistency's sake. Yeah, that was pretty solid. Pretty happy with that. Alright, let's try to actually do it right now. On demand. I missed. It's fine. Already spaced. Ooh. You get my stamina back. Oh shit. Run like hell at this point. No, he's gonna do the thing. Alright, got some extra punishes, why not? Oh, this might be bad. Alright. No way! I thought that was a good roll. That was a good roll. Let's make sure we're not in front of him when that starts. So spear phase, just close the distance, get to his right. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. Yeah, this is gonna be a tough fight. Yeah, that's for sure. Get 2 here. That was close as fuck. At least I stopped his homing souls. Shit! I thought I'd get punished. Joke's on me. That's fine. Hopefully he phases over here in a sec. Sato's right. No! That was so close. All right, we lost our position. Just retreat. Oh my god, that's so close. Thank god he switched. I was tired of that phase. I was losing it a little bit. Lost my position. It was hard to get it back. I think just keep distance is smart. That was close. Oh. Let me see that shit. We'll just stick to one there for safety. Whoa, whoa! Hey, I killed you! Alright. Alright. Let's double check our notes here and then, so keep distance in front of him. Is sword phase. So we just do, I'll say, sword phase. Keep distance. Roll back after first attack. Roll straight back. Unless lunge. Then roll into the next attack. 90% of the time, especially after lunge or Orvan Slam or engulf fire attacks. Spear phase only punished after delayed standing lunge, just once in case of backhand, or punished delayed double spin attack. So spear phase, simply put, stay glued. Did I spell today? LOL. To his left hip at all times. Or keep spacing, keep large distance, and roll into next lunge to reset position. Only punish after delayed standing lunge just once. In case of backhand, or punish delayed double spin attack. Space first, spin, and roll into second. Yeah, phase 2, keep distance and punish jumping attacks once. Or grab attacks. Once. So keep distance and punish jumping attacks or grab attacks once. Punish after firebomb once. That's really it. To be fair, we could have had the grass crest for that fight if we really wanted to, but it would have actually dropped our weight a little bit. So rings, we have Chloranthy, Blood Ring, which I think is just valuable to have. It did the same amount of damage. Pontiff we did use at one point, but I'm questioning its usefulness now. But we had Blood Ring, Chloranthy, and Floyd, or Flynn's Ring, and Lloyd's Ring. So Lloyd's is Deacons, Flynn's is Undead Settlement, Blood Rings is Catacombs, Chloranthy is also Undead Settlement. Two of the best rings in the game right next to each other. Who would have thought? Alright. Let's do a quick reset. We can just delete this. And then new game. Alright, so first thing first for Firelink, we just run by everything, kill the tutorial boss, and collect the embers, homeward bone, Estus shard. Then we sell the shield, buy a dagger, 10 fire bombs. What do you call this? Simpleton. Deprived. Burial gift. We'll do the young white. Start. So the point of resetting right now, once again, is just to kind of build in the muscle memory of the route. We've established this point. We've also identified things in our first prep on where we want to be, where we want to go. We just avoid all this business. To be fair, we should grab the Estus Flask because it gives you an extra Estus once you convert it, so... Did they follow you down here? No. Okay. Grab Ashen Flask. Hey-ya! Am I out of stamina? Oh, I guess I didn't manage my stamina well there. Didn't know. I was like, one more hit, we'll do it. And then like, oh, I can't hit. And then I was like, all right, let me roll. And I was like, oh, can't roll. So thankfully that didn't kill me. All right. So objective number 1, we're going to grab the 2 embers. The first one being up here. And then we grab the homeward bone over here. Now, what we could do if we wanted is... Yeah, I mean, we could run up. I don't see why we don't just do the tree thing now. Because we don't really need that chunk later. Oh, shit, that was horrible. Oh, my lord. Can I go up the middle, please? There we go. Oh, I just didn't turn at the end much. Oh, that looked better. Maybe we do it like this. There we go. Just need a slight angle. Alright, so we don't really need the covetous ring, but since we don't have any other ring, might as well. Alright. LOL. Alright.
You're a toilet, I am.
That's why we do that. Alright. Ready, be careful. Alright, what I say? Sell the shield, buy a dagger. Yep, and then we need fire bombs. And what was the other thing I bought? Homer bones at the butt. Yeah, okay.
Ashen 1.
Ashen 1. Alright. So all we need now is the gold pine resin. So high wall Rothic. The high wall. We need the gold pine resin, the broadsword, the firebomb, the black firebomb, the raw gem, and the embers, and then just talk to the old Emmas. Yeah, and that's it for that. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise, brother. That's not good. We're doing alright, though.
Are you ready to head for?
Alright. Yeah, we just need to go left. Dodge this guy. All right. So far, not bad. I wouldn't say so far so good, but. What the hell? How's he doing different attacks? What was that about? What happened to the whole, like... Did I just, like, phase him over too quick? Alright, well. That went decent. Okay. Let's remember what we want to do here. We don't need that. Okay. So far, so good. We need some skull action. I wish you could close those menus a little bit quicker. Most delayed roll I've ever seen. All right. So far, so good. He looks distracted. Dude's not following me. Right. Looks relatively safe. We'll grab this real quick. Alright. The reinforced club, that's actually like a really good item to have. Roll just in case there's a dude still there. Alright, release the NPC. Head to Cornix's bonfire. The cool thing is we still have one skull here. So we could use a skull to get more skulls, technically. Let those dogs in the corner there. We can try it, I mean. Alright. Let's pop a squad at the bonfire. Alright, so we did that. Let's make sure how we feel about the notes. Grab the Estus shard. We did that. We grabbed the resin, the Titanite shard. We did that. The Mortician ashes, plus the ember and Young White's branches, plus the bone shard. Now we're resting. We're gonna drop down, grab the ember on the bridge, and then if we want, we could just throw a skull to grab the other skulls and homeward bone. Which means we need to have a homeward bone ready. Like that. Well, that'll do. So we'll get that out. Okay. Whoa. That was way close. Oh. That's how it runs. How did I make it out of that? What? Oh, shit. That was not the way to do it. That's insane. We'll just run to the door. Craziness. Should not have lived there. We're just gonna skip that. F that. We'll just keep the one skull we have left. What are we doing? What's up, man? Praise the sun. Alright, we're gonna rest at this bonfire. Let me grab this real quick. Alright, he did the doubles, so we're safe. Open the door. There we go. Alright. That part's a little sketch. Now we just need to grab the rings and also more skulls. Rings and more skulls. So we need the fire bombs equipped. Okay. Let's get this guy aggroed. Okay. Easy peasy. When you see that double slash, that's exactly what you want. You just run right by. Okie dokie. So far, so good. Two bosses down. He's going down, down. He shoots and he scores. Where the big dog at? Oh, he chilling. Wanna grab this? No, no. Oh, wait. Rotation, rotation, rotation. Wait till he turns a little bit more. There you go. That's what we like to see. Hey, what's up, man? You see me? No, you don't. See, that flame attack can actually kind of hit you if you're like by that wheel, that wagon wheel right there. So, note to self: don't push your luck.
No, you should have waited.
You do this and then a double. So lock on, throw the firebomb. Whenever you throw a firebomb and you hit a an NPC with it, it like staggers them, so that's always nice. Hopefully I don't get hit here just randomly. Ooh. That was kind of close. And the cool thing is we're gonna get some extra souls and even an ember, I think, from Sigurd finishing that kill. Which, by the way, he wins because he's that guy. So, yeah. Grab the homeward bones over here. Yeah, so maybe just put those on. We got that in our first slot. And then this will be second slot. Last bonfire rested at? Yes, please. All right. Let's check our notes. Everything's good so far. Excuse me. I think we could just skip this shard and we'll do that this run. Delete that. Do we rest at the halfway fortress is the question. I think we will for now, just for consistency. But this is just a running section here. Learn about all this business. Whee. Keep running. Rest at the tree real quick. Recover stamina. I think that's an ember right there, but really not worth it because by the time you run up there, they'll be transformed. Yeah. Let's see. Did he even come down? No, he's chilling. No, we'll just light it for fun. Now all we have to do is go left. Full health. Oh, that's alright. Got this shard. There's another one around here. Not here, right? No. It's this one. Okay, that works. We'll just stick left here. Yeah, we'll just skip hitting that bonfire just because like we don't want to do the doggo. We'll just go right for the let's equip that now. Grab that. Got this. We'll run around him. Oh, I am running the wrong direction. I'll grab that. Guess we want it. He's stuck up there for now. He will chase really far, actually. Can't see him for now. Now we just need to aggro the homies. Both of them. Alright. That is a deal. Oh, that's close as fuck. You need to touch this ASAP. Shit, reset. Yeah, I think we'll just touch the Fair and Keep bonfire here. Yeah. Let's go towards the flame, the fire. As you can see, as soon as you hit the purple stuff, we use the weapon art. Okay. Let's see if we can remember the route off rip. That's the first flame. Then we go left. Grab the Homer bone. Go up by the tree. Oh, it's on the backside. Oh, it's up here, right? Wait. There we go. It was by the tree. I was right. Yeah, as soon as he turns his back. Yeah, that's the way. I was like, where do I go from here? I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm gonna go hit the bonfire. So you can still do this without FP? That's cool. I didn't know that. Alright, now we need to touch this. We'll rest, obviously, because poison. We could skull here, actually, since we have 3. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. One just fell off. Is he aggro? No? See, can I sneak up a backstab? Okay. Alright, just gotta kill that dude real quick. Okay. Let me go down here. Snag this from this side. Make sure you go around the fire, otherwise you're cooked. So we go left around the tree? I think left is fine, yeah. I'll eat this while we wait. Is he not coming? There we go. Touch the flame. You did it. Congrats. I walk so quietly. Be very, very quiet. Do not disturb him. Okay. Now we need a hug, right? There you go this way. Okay, well, that's not nice. Let me get the last shard over here. We just rolled twice. Last bonfire. Okay, feels good. Going down, down. Now what? Now it is time. There's a shard beneath. Did we go up at this point? Let's see if we remember. See how far we got. And head northeast, run up the staircase. Here's the flame. Go under the archway. Homeward bone. Yep. Drop down once Big Ed turns his back. Grab the 2 shards. We did that. Head to bonfire. Rest at it. We did. Throw a skull. Distract. Grab a shard. We did that. Go up. Kill 1 guru. Extinguish the flame. Did that. Run back down staircase. Run northwest structure. Grab another shard. Then up another staircase to right. Wait till Grab walks through. Flame, head down left, drop down, and hug right till shard, then grab shard at fallen structure, and then homeward bone. And shard across hill. And then, yeah. That was great. That was great. We remembered like everything. Nice. Feels good. We just gotta grab this shard. Wrong side. And head up the ladder to grab some more ashes. And then we just target the middle one. Good enough. Okay. I think we just grab this shard or the ashes here, and then we go up and grab the 2 large shards up top, and I think that's it for this. And then we just homeward bone to the far link. Yeah. All right. You can do that while we wait. Okay. Now we want to swap. Hold on, let's get down here. Alright. I think that's it. Yeah, we could just grab these guys. I think the best method was to go from this angle. Kind of force them up. And you're running R2 to flip them. And we do 2 slashes. 3. Okay, 3 it is. Wait till we're full stamina. One. Ooh. 1. That was close. A lot closer than I would like to admit. What is this? Yeah, just a shield we can sell. I think that's it for up here, right? Equip broadsword, grab the dream catchers. Kill 2 gates for large shards, homeward bow to link. Yeah, so far so good. First things first, we're gonna upgrade the broadsword to +4 and infuse it with raw.
What?
Before we do that, we're gonna reinforce. I think we have 3. Yeah, exactly. Looks good. Reinforce broadsword. 1, 2, 3. LOL. So I guess we should have grabbed that 1 shard.
Pretty big.
Let's give her the ashes. Give her those ashes.
Oh, yeah, it will.
So, what do we not need? We don't need this anymore. We're not going down there and again. Okay, so we just need to buy 1 shard then. And that's +4. Infuse broadsword with raw.
Pretty be careful.
So we just need to buy 1 shard, or we can run up. I mean, honestly, how much did it cost? 800. Yeah, I think we just buy. So we'll do buy ×1 titanite shard. Sell extraneous items. Upgrade to +4 and infuse raw. Reinforced flask. ×3 buy max fire bombs. Burn undead shards. Yeah, that's just Abyss Watchers next. We have 5,200 souls. Yeah. This will be good for Dancer. Applies dark. We need to be very tactful about how we use the dark. The human pond resin. Definitely learned that. So after we kill Abyss and then Volnir, we'll have enough to like be chilling, living in luxury. How many of these do I have? You got 1. I think we'll just buy 1. And then we'll buy max bombs.
Ashen 1.
Because we're going to need this for Abyss. many did I have? 2, right? No, just 1. Yeah, because we grabbed that under the settlement. It's nice to see that +1. All we gotta do is run down here. We could have grabbed Grass Crest. That's probably the only thing we missed. Let's actually, now that I think about it, we'll grab Grass Crest. I mean, you can grab that. When do we kill Sage? I think when we go to Sage, we'll grab the Grass Crest. Shield then, and then we go to the old lady. All right. So let's head to the homie, the Abyss Watcher. Let me actually move my notes real quick. So they're in the right section. Because we're going Abyss right into Volnir. And if I'm not mistaken, Volnir is weak to fire. Oh, just kidding. But we do have 2. So we could use 1 on Greatwood and then 1 on Volnir. In like a perfect scenario. So we'll see if this is the first boss that has a slight chance of killing us. If we're caught napping on the job. If I remember how to do his mechanics. And that's why I'm glad I reset after Soul. Just so I can see if I remember everything here. So we just wait till they crest the hill here. Let the battle commence. We're just going to kill that dude, grab the Ember, and then run around. Alright, once he runs, we're chilling with that. Okay. Alright, they're fighting each other. Sweet. Maxed out. You'd love to see it. Not ideal. Shit. Give me something to work with. Here we go. He might just kill the other guy. Should we double lightning? I think we won't. Alright. I think we just space his attack by... Yeah. That's what we like to see there. I got so lucky. Alright, let's reset here. Wow. I guess I'm just bad. No way! I rolled! Okay, well, I guess the lunge, you just roll into it. Wow. A little bit sloppy. A little bit sloppy. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Gotta clean that up, though. Alright. Because of that, we're going to do some... Just... we'll do some second phase training because I don't think clones spawn second phase. So first phase we'll still power through like normal, and then second phase we'll just unequip, get some reps in because clearly we need it. Can we just get away with running this one? I think so. Hey, Red, chill, chill. Same team, same team. Damn, he just got slaughtered. So he respawns right where he died. Interesting. Yeah, get him, Red. Fuck his ass up, man. Hell yeah. Oh. Rest in peace. Oh shit, bad spot to be in. Alright. Damn it! I rolled it the wrong way. Alright. I really just want to bait out his other attacks. Yeah, this is where I want to punish. I think everything else will just play safe. We'll just not punish that at all. Keep it chill. Let's wait for the horizontals. Damn it. No way. That tracking is crazy. Yeah. We just gotta remember to roll into that. We gotta roll forward on the lunges. Same thing with Soul, same thing here. Simple math there. If he's dragging the sword in front of him, we could probably just roll across at like a 2 o'clock. Same thing with the lunge, 2 o'clock. In second phase. What about the other attack? That's an open-ended. Do we roll the same direction for that too? If we roll, we'll try that out. One roll to rule them all? Question mark. Might be, might be. That was almost too soon. That doesn't look healthy. They're getting absolutely destroyed. Oh, sucks to be you. Oh. Here comes the other guy. That was a bit risky, but... You could just abuse that on repeat? I didn't know that. Well, now you know. Every attack is a stagger with a broadsword +4. Let's get in an open space here real quick. I keep fucking that up. I'm in the corner. Not good. I think that we just space. I don't know the best way to roll that one. It's not bad, not bad, not bad. There we go. We'll do an R2 here. Space. We can play safe there. There we go. Here's a chance to flip. There we go. And then we R2. Shit. Alright. Let's get some more practice in. I think we just don't need to be that far away. You didn't do it. Oh. I just don't think we need to punish that one open-ended slash. Like this one, we just stay here. He follows it up naturally, and he just does that shit. So yeah, we just do this. I mean, he drags the weapon the other way. I rolled into that and got mollywopped regardless. Feels bad. Alright. I think keeping it simple, like instead of just trying to memorize everything, we just go back in every one of these. Truly, and just wait for horizontal, like close range attacks, like this. We just gotta avoid that entirely. Like, just go back, stay close, don't get hit, but. Very interesting. That's a toughie. Yeah, I think you just have to keep. English is tough. Keep like a medium distance range on that. Because then if I forward roll, like I'm gonna be past him when he completes the lunge or like really starts the lunge. But unfortunately, his hitbox is cooking me there, even if I do roll somewhat decently. But I do like the idea of just doing a backwards, 7 o'clock roll and second phase and all of the attacks. We can even try to get on the lunge just to see if it works. But we're going to keep medium distance. We were keeping the thing a little bit too far a distance. Medium, try to bait out the horizontal slashing. I think that's the way. Actually, Dark's good against the ODK. Oh my god, we're way too close. I just realized. To the homies here. Alright, once he starts running, we commit. Kill this dude. Unlock. See where they're at. They see me, so we just roll. This one's. Oh, I'm not sprinting. Feels bad. Let him aggro to the groove. Sorry about this, buddy. For honor and country. Yeah. That was a good backstab. I wanted to get away on this side for this exact reason. There we go. Come on, Red. Where you at, gang? There you go. That's kind of risky to do all that without looking. Oh, shit, buddy. I tried. Nice. Cheese that in there. Responding too quick. Oh shit. And the dust call the other dude. Jeez Louise. Come on, Red. Oh, that was the actual abyss. LOL. Oh, shit. Alright. Nice. Yeah, you just hold back there. Wait this whole sequence out. Get closer, maybe he does it again. Not to be. We'll just keep doing this backward position. Yes, there we go. Good positioning. Here we go. Shit. Shit. Oh my lord. I think you can do multiple of those in a row. So. Me. There we go. There. No. Not bad. Not bad. Didn't do it. Go back to the middle of the arena. Ow. Ow. Yeah, you gotta make sure you're like medium distance before he does a lunge. Otherwise, rolling straight ahead is kind of risky. Alright. I guess we'll just punch him to death here. Building just good reps. That was bad. Alright, that's enough of that practice. Feel good about it. Let's quickly take some notes here. Commit to memory what we learned. That's why we kind of did that for a couple times there. So phase 1 tips will be the following. Roll into overhand slam for easy backstab. Every attack breaks staggers in phase 1. So you can finish phase 1 quickly. Phase 2 tips. Roll in 7 o'clock. No, first off is maintain medium distance. Roll 7 o'clock on horizontal swings. And roll towards him at 11 or 2 or 1 for lunge attack. Backstab for the win. Okay. That is that. I think we did charcoal resin. It's easier to obtain sooner in the game too. So we'll see actually if this kills us on drop here. With sword equipped. It doesn't. Nice. You motherfucker. So annoying. That's okay. That's what we wanted. Alright. That was a bit annoying. Alright. Nice. go. I think we just killed the one homie. No way! He's in the middle. That motherfucker. Okay, note to self. I thought there was only just the one on that side, but I guess, yeah, right in that middle spot. LOL. Get it now. Get it now. Come on, brother. You can do better than that. What? Yeah, come down, buddy. Alright, definitely don't two-hand. He's Louise. Bastard. There's 2 shards right there? What the heck? I don't need those anymore, though. Here, hold that. Wow. If he didn't have that hood on, he would have saw me, huh? Can I just walk away? Bye. It was nice to see you. Okay, fair enough. can grab the Ember here for fun. Going down, down. Wait a minute. Alright, alright, alright. Looking good. Going down, down. Alright, alright. Let's see how we feel about the catacombs. Did we miss anything? How do we go? How do we do? Dude just died. Nice. And head towards the bridge area. Grab the ring. All right, my thanks. Yes, yes. Yeah, I think it's. I wish I could like reload this and do it multiple times, but just in case I fuck it up. Oh, it's only 50-50. I'm him. Come back. No, Bonnie. Oh, this is what the back of the cavern looks like. Interesting. Okay, notes. We didn't have a chance to write notes last time. Silver Volnir. Use charcoal resin. At open patch area. Do a running attack on left side once. Dodge, swing. Break first bracelet. Run across, break second. Hit remaining bracelet once and watch his movement and center a little to avoid slam and finish him off. Okay. So yeah, now we do the that is up to the Boreal Valley. We don't need to do that right now. Let's just make sure we like this. LOL. LOL. And do we now need to just grab a bunch of large shards in the ODK area? Let's go do that. Whee! Just run through his legs, all disrespectful like. And roll here. Grab the large shard. Keep it pushing. You do not need that ring. We can touch this for fun. I guess right first? How do you want to do this? We'll make sure we're full health. In case we do get smacked. 2, 3. Grab this one. Two and 3. Got that. Got that. Oh, that was a bad timing, but we're in safety now. Just roll off audio cues. We're good. I know that this is not the dude we need to kill, but just cuz. We win and you lose. Nice. Got a chunk. I think you just need to do those two. This is not what we want. Yeah. Exactly. Alright, and then we go back. Now we just need to grab the rest of the shards in the open. And then we had to Karthus. We can let him kill Karthus if we want. We can pop souls while we do that. Touch bonfire. Wow. Oh, the lightning can kill you? I mean, I guess that makes sense. I guess now I know I need to pay attention to what Karthus does. Pop souls while we wait. We'll just let him die. Get a bone shard. We'll grab the last two large Titanites there. And then we'll grab the other one up at the ledge, touch the bonfire. And then we'll go to Volnir real quick. And kill the dog on the bridge for the Pontiff ring. That's the shield I want. All right. Let's grab this. All right. Now we go back to Volnir. Kill the doggo for the ring. And we also touched that bonfire as well. Honestly, you could argue that we don't do the tree shortcut right away until just now when we go back to drop off the 2 firebombs. Yeah. That is an option. Is it to the first lamp? Just before the first lamp. Okay. Second from the last one. Bad dog. Now we have, we could have been using the blood ring, LOL. Now we can also just turn this. We'll do this as the 3rd ring, and that's the 4. LOL, that's not how that works. So now we have Clan 3, Flynn's, Pontiff, and Blood Ring. So we haven't done Deacons yet, so we can't get the Lloyd's ring just quite yet. But pretty solid setup for rings. And now it is back to the bonfire. Now we turn in a firebomb and a black firebomb for some more Titanite. Shit, wrong way. Can let this despawn. Let's see, how many skulls we have left too? Next on our list is Dancer. What do we use for Dancer? Was it dark? I can't remember. I'll have to look that up real quick. I think it is dark effect is effective. I think lightning is as well. If I'm not mistaken. Alright, leave 1, leave 1. All right, now we can sell some more extraneous things. Like we definitely didn't need to pick that up, but we did. We definitely didn't need that, but we can sell that. We can sell that. I can sell this, sell this. All right, first things first is upgrade. All right, put a +6 in the broadsword. There we go. Actually, we can go +7. Damn. I don't know. Give a +7. Might as well, right? More DPS. All right. Can we reinforce? Nope.
Pretty be careful.
Pretty big apple. All right. So we sold everything we needed to. This is Max. She has us 3 of those. We can buy 2 more of those. Buy 212 of these. LOL. Don't really need that though. Let's see what we had in the notes. 3 human, 3 gold pine, 6 gold bundles, and 10 poison resin. Did we even need that? I guess. Was that just for fun? We did that for 10 charcoal. You have so many souls at this point. We could literally just go crazy with it. I think we'll just buy max skulls as well. So I think we could use a couple more. Can't think on the top of my head what I need them for, but it doesn't hurt to have them. All right, with that being said, what to spend the money on? The monies. Yeah, I think we'll just it was probably 30, I guess. Nah, that's too much. We'll just do 20. I think 20 of these. And we'll just keep the rest for do we buy the tower key here? Do we want to get infinite luring skulls? Let's see. Might as well just buy it now. We have all the solos. Buy a tower key. We can't unlock Unbreakable until we do Cathedral, which is fine, which is what we're doing anyways right after Vort. I mean, Dancer. Let's just double check what Dancer's weak to. Dark, Lightning, and Strike. Well, considering that Osiris and Champ, Gundyr is weak to lightning, so is one of the twin princes, so is Ancient, so is Nameless, so is Soul. The gold is the top commodity. So with that being said, to fight Dancer, it's probably better just to use Dark.
Be sure to bring more souls.
Because the only other boss that's weak to Dark is ODK, right? In the base game. ODK that we haven't killed because Vort looks like he's also weak to it. And we get infinite lightning, pine resins, or gold pine resins when we... Is it the Ashes by Anne Orlando that do that? I think so. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll just buy... Does she have any more Homeward Bones, or is she just maxed out? Yeah, let's buy the rest. No, this is insane. Do like 60, I guess, and then we'll just buy like the rest here, I guess.
Ashes.
Alright. we'll do dark, and we'll rock on. We got 2 undead shards. And let's... Oh, shit. We'll travel to Dancer real quick while we put in our notes real quick. Just double check them. Yeah. Just start the fight with that, and let's see if we remember Dancer. Oh, I forgot to write the notes down for the undead bone shard since we have. Oh, we could have just ran up there, but I'm tweaking. We'll just do this instead.
This is different. What ice? What ice?
Sorry. Had to do it for the cause. I forgot which leg I need to be behind. Is it the right leg? LOL. That was interesting. Yeah, I think it's the right leg. No? Or is it left? Why did we not write that note down in my... Alright, let's do that real quick. Because we're obviously sleeping on the job there. Fight Dancer... And stick to right leg. Burn times 2 undead bone shards. Was the other note we missed? What the hell? The archer came all the way out, bro? Is insane. Crazy work. God damn it. What the fuck? I like my positioning with that. The bitch slap from hell? I forgot I could punish that. I was on the wrong side of her. Dang it. I forgot that wasn't dark. That was just her facing over. Free hits. LOL. Yeah, Dancer's the first real boss that I'm like, I don't know, man. Yeah, we're gonna use lightning here. So I'd like to keep at least one Dark Pine Resin for ODK. That would be ideal. Nope. See, the second you try to punish out of position, it's horrible. All right. Pop along one more try here, and then we're gonna call it. Make sure we stay true to our sleep schedule. Sleep's very important, guys. Very, very important. I'll use this. Juked! Broke his ankles. Took him. What's he doing? I, golly. The hell was that? Unfortunate. Unfortunately, I only have one of each left. Which means we're just not using it. You want to get another weapon? Alright. We're not going to end on that note. We're going to try it another time. The fuck? Yeah, Dancer's gonna be potentially really rough for me, but yeah, we'll just call it there. Fortunately, but I would say beyond that, I mean, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty solid about the route. We made some minor adjustments there, changed some things up. I think it's looking pretty good. I'm happy with the progress. But yeah, it looks like what was the playtime right there? Like an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15. Yeah, I mean, at that point we killed the Tora boss. We did take one hit, LOL, because we ran out of stamina. Otherwise, that would have been no hit. We no hit Vort. He kind of skipped. I think we did too much damage before he phased over, so he didn't even do that animation where you can like stagger him. LOL. But no hit him. Did well. Went through undead settlement. No issues. Or sacrifices. No issues. Fair and keep. Got through that part. Seemed, looks like we remembered everything. Went up top. Got what we needed. And then hold on, we need to keep ruins. And then we went to Abyss. We did die. We forgot his moves, simply put, in second phase. We forgot which direction we wanted to consistently roll to build a consistent approach. And so phase 1, there's two notes from today's rerun. One is that with +4 broadsword, it does enough damage to stagger in phase 1 per hit. So if I have a good position on him and I can get free hits off, then I should just spam hits, do max damage. 2, backstab after overhand slam in phase 1. As far as phase 2, we just keep medium distance. That's one thing we forgot, which kind of set us up for failure. And we died to a lunge attack. And the only reason we died to that is because we did a decent roll. Actually, no, we didn't roll into it, A. That was our mistake. But 2, even if we did, we were so far back, it probably would have still hit us. So the big thing there is you got to maintain a medium-ish distance outside of his horizontal standing swing. And if you could do that, that is the best chance to bait out that overhand, that like 360 aerial attack. And then you just rotate while just strafe, and then you have easy backstabs for days. Hit at R2 when he comes up for being knocked down. And then just rinse and repeat. And whenever he does any horizontal swinging, just roll backwards at a 7 o'clock direction. If he lunges, just know what that animation looks like. Roll at 11 or 1 o'clock, and you're totally fine. You're going to roll right past him. He's going to lunge to Narnia, and you're back at medium distance. So perfect there. So I have no doubt. I took some better notes on Abyss, so that way he'll never kill us again. Volnir, no issues going through there. We did die once to a slime. We just weren't looking around. We don't really have it stuck in our head exactly where all the slimes are. But we figured that out eventually, what we want to do and how we want to do it. We want to kill the first slime, knock him down with a firebomb, kill the second one, knock him down, and just do 5 swings standing, which is all the stamina we have, but that's enough to kill. And then just kill those wagon wheel dudes one at a time. Use firebombs to make them shatter to pieces, and then finish off with 2 slashes. Blood ring, run straight to it, grab it, roll left into the wall, roll straight back, and you can just run out of there. Now you have all your rings. You're set up for success. Make sure you equip them, which honestly, I don't think I did at that point before Volnir. I can't remember. But put on a blood ring. Why not? It helps. Then we go to Volnir. We just knock the bridge down as we run by. Put on charcoal resin when you get to the open grass patch. And then going for a quick running attack, hit. Just dodge his right-hand swing. Finish off the right-hand bracelet. Run over the left hand. Break a bracelet. Make sure you're walking a little bit as you approach, so you have full stamina. And you should 5 hits should be enough to break. And then what do we put here? Then I think we just run and tag the hand as it goes back. It retracts to like kind of posture him up. Hit it once. Run back centered. Kind of center yourself. Don't because he's gonna do a slam attack. So if you're stuck on the outside, you will get kind of bonked, and you're dead when hit. And then when after the slam, just finish it off. Volnir's dead. Go to ODK area, grab all the shards, kill Mr. Twinkles in the corner in the cave. Then we go to the Volnir bonfire. We grab Pontiff's right eye. Then we go back. We upgrade our broadsword +7. Grab some items. And then yeah, we head to Dancer. So I think at this point, an hour into the run, feels pretty consistent to knock out Tutorial Boss, Vort, Abyss, Volnir. Yeah. The first 4 bosses will go down, I think, pretty consistently from now on. After just my second practice run. Feels pretty good. So Dancer is really the thing we just have to remember. Really got to stick to that leg. Really got to stick to that leg. What's up, Rosen? Hey, streamer man. LOL. What is my take on Pontiff? In what way? In terms of like, what? Like difficulty, like a boss in Dark Souls 3, his moveset, his second phase, lore-wise. Well, I'm not the most well-read on him specifically, but these are the things I do know about him. One is that Vort is a creation. It was a knight that he had twisted. I'm not sure if he was cursed or not, but basically he was a minion of Pontiff that I think it was cursed, that caused him to look into that giant dog-like creature. But he really was a knight before all that happened. But the long story short, it's all because Pontiff's twisted and forced him to be that way. And that's why he's known as the watchdog of the valley, but not by choice. So that's all because of Pontiff. So he's a big meanie for that. He's also a big meanie for Aldridge. I forgot what his connection to Aldridge is, because I think Aldridge has part of Gwyn from DS1 is consumed by him. But essentially, like, Pontus is the shepherd and the gatekeeper of many things in the Ethereal Valley and the Boreal Valley, all under his jurisdiction. He was done dirty in some way, somehow. Yeah, yeah. I mean, part of this is from like watching a video on like the back, like some lore, and then also from some of the other viewers that mentioned a few things here and there. So he raises a fair question though: would you link the flame? It's tough, man, because imagine you live your life and you only know your perspective is shaped by what you experience, right? So if you think the world is a certain way, you wouldn't question it, right? You'd have no like logical reason to think otherwise. So if you were born into this world, no parents, just because you have humanity, or you were summoned as an unkindled to light the flame again, like who is your influence? You know what I'm saying? You don't have parents, so like who is connecting you? Who is like driving your decision making? You have no reference, right? Yeah, it's the entire plot. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, could you fault someone for like wanting to link the flame and going down that path? It's hard to say. We are subject and we are a product of our environment. We're a product of the people we respect and the things that influence us. And being so young and brought into this world, like you have no opinions, you know? Yeah, it's easy to say as an adult, right? To know, it's just to keep, damn, what's his name? I mean, to keep the flame lit is a machination of, what's his name? From DS1. Is it Gwyn? Who's the guy with the lightning who beat the dragons and cares about the first flame the most? Yeah, I think it is Gwyn. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not getting my lore mixed up. Yeah. So he's basically like Zeus. He's this omnipotent, being that, has lightning as his main attack, but also is pretty power hungry, just like Zeus is in Greek mythology. So I see like some similarities there. I don't know if you're well read in Greek mythology, but just think of like a power hungry tyrant, that has lightning as an ability and chases his own agendas. And I think Gwyn is very similar, because the Daughters of Chaos, they don't care about the flame. They're chilling. The dude that, what's his name? Like the 4 souls, the first, I think it was 3 or 4 souls was the origin of everything. And Gwyn cared about the first flame, the Chaos Lady, and the Queen of Chaos, and which eventually became all the other Chaos, which is, they only care about fire. but not the flame. They care about pyromancy. And only because Gwyn told her to like do more research, essentially, did she actually create the demons and the whole demon race and create chaos as we know it. Because there wasn't demons before Gwyn told her and ordered her to like research how to like keep the first flame alive. All souls endings are a moral statement. I'm familiar with Greek stories. Yeah. It's kind of deep. It's kind of deep. But yeah, I watched this video on YouTube of this guy explaining like Dark Souls lore as a whole. So it's interesting to see. But I'm not really super well read in Dark Souls 3 specifically lore, just Dark Souls 1 lore. And kind of the connections. Obviously DS3 has a lot of symbology and not symbology, connections to DS1. Is that the guy? Is that the name of his the YouTube name of the guy? Smota, you prefer what for the mobs? Those big fattos? Those giant dudes that you can accidentally run into in the beginning of the game if you just happen to go to that valley and cross the bridge. Early game chaos for sure. They hit like an absolute truck. Oh, okay, I got you. Gotcha. More detailed vids? Right. I got you. I think it's very interesting. It's very fascinating. But that, you know, that's one of the things that like I liked about Greek mythology. Like growing up, I just something I cling to. Same thing with like Dark Souls lore. You know, just like you mentioned, there's moral themes and takeaways that you can like extrapolate from those stories. Very much similar to how, you know, religion plays a factor in a lot of people's lives. Right? It has a lot of life lessons, and what you take away is what you will, and it can change your perspective if you potentially lack perspective. Good stuff. I is that A or I? Rather than absolute truth. Well, once again, I feel like it's perception based, right? Like, well, we think the truth is, you know, subjective, but. And that's the cool thing about the human species, the only species in the entire planet of Earth that has, to our knowledge, a moral consciousness. Not a moral consciousness, excuse me, a consciousness in general, meaning we can reflect and think about what other people have gone through vicariously without actually having lived through that exact life. Like we could look at history, not just because it's written down, but make our own inferences based on decisions made in the past, whether they were right or wrong. Like no other species to our knowledge can do that, which basically allows us to learn without having done things that, you know what I'm saying? So we can learn from the past, we can learn life lessons, we can learn a bunch from other people's mistakes without actually making the mistake ourselves, which is a very unique and phenomenal thing. Obviously, a lot of people lack that kind of like macro perspective as adults, but chimps are able to wage war based on some difference. What? What? You talking Planet of the Apes? Like, wage war? What are we talking about? I'm sure you're being serious. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Like, it was in World War... Jeez, was it World War II? I think it was like 1940. Prime Minister Winston Churchill talked about those who don't study the past are destined to repeat it. And that just speaks to what I just talked about. Like, because we have consciousness and can reflect on things that we didn't personally go through. Very powerful. But at the same time, then you meet someone that overthinks a lot, and then it's just like a spiral of anxiety, and then... So obviously, you know, everything's a double-edged situation. That's the beauty and the darkness of light, of life in general. You know, you could just take love, for example. It can be the best thing for you when it's feeling great and you're happy, but at the same time, love can destroy you when you're betrayed, right? It's that juxtaposition of vulnerability and happiness and potential misery that makes the highs high and the lows low. But not clearly not enough of us do reflect. Yeah. And once again, it goes back to like if you were an unenkindled one, you know, you're the ash one, you get spawned at a bonfire. No memory, no information. What's going to influence you to make a decision? The things around you. If you have no basis of thought. So when it goes to what you just said, like if no one around you in your life does reflection, thinks and does introspection on their life and their decisions to then learn without repeating the same mistake, then you're kind of cooked. No? You're never wrong, always right. Seems fair. No bias ever. At least you're honest, you know? I wish I was like you. I'm right like 98% of the time. Yeah. Just not 100%. It's pretty tough. Yeah. I know. I was matching. We were matching sarcasm right there. Yeah. But yeah. I just wrapped up another day of SL1 prep. And so that's what we did this week, in case you missed it. So we're going to do an SL1, Soul Level 1 challenge run, deathless. So SL1 isn't hard enough, obviously. So we decided to make it a deathless attempt for our 4th playthrough of Dark Souls 3. So that way we can culminate our Dark Souls 3 experience with a bang. And then we'll move to another game. Like Sekiro, we still haven't played Elden Ring, but we have played Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 to this point, so I want to see what else From Software has, but I know that Sekiro came out between Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring, so I figure like I'll just touch on that, get some experience, play through that game. Really appreciate that game. I think just artwork-wise, background-wise, lore-wise, it's going to be a phenomenal game. Elden Ring's a treat. That's what I hear. I mean, I know you can jump and stuff, and I know the graphics are just obviously way better. Everything's just way better from what I hear. Doesn't sound like there's too many cons. Sounds like there's way more diversity in terms of the playthroughs you can do with it, from what I understand, like the different classes and stuff. So I'm sure like I'll be playing that game for months before I ever move on to a different game. And that's what I've done here with Dark Souls 3. Like, I appreciated it so much after my first time playing it that I decided to do different challenge runs after the fact. Just to really, you know, push the envelope. The hardest From Soft title? That's crazy. Some people say it's the hardest and some people say it's the easiest. They call it a rhythm game. But isn't that... And, like, from my understanding, what rhythm means to me is you get into a pattern that you just repeat. That's rhythm, right? That's literally the definition of all Dark Souls. Like, that's any game ever. There's only a finite number of moves. You know what I'm saying? It's basically Guitar Hero. That's like 90, like, that's like the vast majority of games. Like, if I go against Vort, there's only like X amount of moves he has. Greatwood. You know, any boss in Dark Souls 3, for example, has a finite number of moves. He doesn't just create new ones all of a sudden halfway through the fight. He may have so many that you may not memorize them all right away on first, you know, playthrough, but it's not like they went anywhere. And so that's when people are like, oh, wow, like, I see people like comment on like people that, you know, have, you know, very big, you know, followings and stream and YouTube that play Souls games. They're like, oh man, this dude's so good at Souls. I'm like, is he good at Souls? Or is he just, you know, really tenured and played the game so many hours to the point he has like everything just basically memorized? Now, if a boss created moves mid-fight that other players haven't seen before, and was that would be true. That'd be the true definition of skill, in my opinion, because skill to me is like the ability to adapt to a situation, as opposed to like face it 1,000 times. And then after the, you know, the 1,000th time, you know, you put in so many hours that like you just don't make mistakes anymore. Like that's just, you know, I guess it's still skill, but it's less raw talent as opposed to skill. I think like maybe I should separate it. Like one's talent, one's skill. So yeah, I think if someone's played a lot of Souls and they're really good at Souls, like that's still skill. But I really appreciate talent. Something that is kind of built in. Yeah. Because I think anyone could play through the game and like do a deathless run at some point of a Souls-like game. Like let's say Dark Souls 3, for example. Like right now I'm about to do on my 4th playthrough a deathless run. Obviously it's going to take me a while to get better, but I think at some point I can do it for sure. What be your talent then as a person? Something that I innately have that people don't have. I think one that comes to mind is my ability to empathize and to be observant of people's emotions and people's talents. I think I'm a really good leader. I really excelled when I was in, the army and I was an officer. I was very good at recognizing what people's strengths and weaknesses are and like playing to their strengths and kind of hiding their weaknesses, if you say. So I'm very good at making the team better and leveraging everyone's strengths. Because I'm a very observant person, as well as I'm very empathetic, and I really take the time to genuinely want to help people. To the point that other people that are quiet or passive or just a little bit introverted, I still bring out the best in even those kind of people because that's just who I am. And I know how to work with a lot of different people. Not everyone like cares enough or like has it in them to always want to seek excellence, not only of themselves, but others. But not in like a demanding way, but in a positive way. But we were all gifted at one point, weren't we? What do you mean by gifted? So you can interface with the wants and needs almost by instinct? I wouldn't say instinct. More like desire. Like to my core who I am. And have always been. Not because I thought about, hey, this is what I'm going to do. But what came natural to me. And that's why I'd say it's closer to a talent than necessarily. I guess you could say it's still kind of teetering around the instinct. But just a very kindred soul. A great skill. Yeah, I mean, not everyone wants to be a leader, right? Not everyone, like, in a group project stands up and like, hey, like, let's do this, guys. And I'm not going to say I've always been that way in terms of, like, just taking the initiative, being, like, an active leader. But the ability to want the best out of everyone, for sure. But I developed a type A personality through the military to complement my natural instincts. So empathy is a conscious effort to me. I got you. It's tough. It's very tough to be empathetic all the time. It's a very challenging thing. And I'm definitely not perfect at it by any means. We all have moments where, like, let's say we're tired, we didn't get so much sleep, we haven't ate good food and we kind of feel kind of lethargic and crappy, and then someone gives you a big emotional problem in front of you, and then you just want to be selfish and think about your feelings and not someone else's, and like maybe just drive through your day and not reflect too much, and it happens. So that's like not being sympathetic to the conversation, but the empathy part naturally is almost tied to that, because empathy is the ability to understand others and their emotions. But since you're not willing to be sympathetic in that moment because of energy and like how you felt and how the day's going, it leads you to look like you're not empathetic because you're not wanting to put yourself in that position to understand. But yeah, I think of like not people. I think of myself as like a battery, right? We're like cell phones. Like you think about your cell phone, like you have it with you, right? It starts the day at, let's say, 100% charge, right? Here it is. The chapstick represents your battery. And as you go throughout the day, making physical actions, mental decisions, emotional empathy, and supporting others, like you're constantly expending energy. And eventually you get to a point where you're very low. So whether it's just not just physical actions, but like I said, mental decision making, as well as emotional support and putting yourself in a position to just, sometimes like we're not in the mood to listen. So sometimes it takes energy to put us in a listening state. So all this like just drains, you know, and then guess what? Like as the day goes on, you don't get more by any means. So, and if anything, the things you could do during the day, like eating poor foods that are really greasy, really just high in fats and sugars, it spikes your insulin, like from nutrition to lack of sleep, like all those things, make that 100% battery lower to even start the day, and then you start the day. You know what I'm saying? It's not so much as being supported as taxes, so much as less a practical choice. Friends are practical, are they? But it is a conscious thing. I don't think I wouldn't say friends. Let's look up that definition real quick. Just make sure I don't. Hey, practical. Of or concerned with the actual doing or the use of something. That's a really vague term. Yeah, I like it. Everything's a choice, right? Whether we choose to extend ourselves. And just think about this. Like, if you're pouring into someone else's cup to provide support, you're not pouring into yourself. Like, it only goes one way, your energy. If it's not, like, in you, like, if you're not making decisions, mental decisions, you're not emotionally supporting other people, and you're not doing any physical activity in a day, you're sustaining the highest possible energy in your body, you know, throughout the day. And so the more you pour into other cups, in these different, like, buckets, if you will, the more that energy goes down. So, like, I understand what you're saying, like, but I know you're saying it's not a taxing thing, but more or less a practical choice. Yeah, I guess I was just speaking it from the frame of energy, and not necessarily like if it's a value, like a good value proposition. But I think that's what you were kind of mentioning there, and I do think that's also something worth considering. Right? Is like, is this a good use of my time, let alone the energy to commit to it? Yeah. I think the easiest option is to keep it simple and to keep it minimum. Like, do the absolute. Like, I'd rather have like one friend in my life, which is what I have, like one good friend, and that's it. So that way, like, you know, we always can rely on each other for practical reasons, right? But I'm not pouring my energy into multiple friend cups and just overextending myself because I have tons of things. I'm a very ambitious person. I want to help a lot of other people because I truly enjoy it. So therefore, to have energy to do that and to stream and to like interact with others and coach and, you know, for personal and physical training, like, if I just have all these social, you know, background friends that have to pour into these cups, I wouldn't have time for these other things. You know, you can only do one thing at a time in life. You cannot multitask. It's physically impossible. So something gives. Something always has to give. When you commit to like going to dinner or hanging out with one friend, guess what? Another friend doesn't get time with you. Your friends, get time with you. Your family doesn't get time with you. Your girlfriend, whatever, boyfriend, whatever. You know, your ambitions, your goals, like everything is just limited. I would eat you if I had to. That's crazy. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but. Yeah. Yep. But a good way to find out if something is a good use of your time is just seeing what the value proposition is out of a situation. If it's a net positive, then you know at least if you do spend time doing that versus something else, it's still a net positive for you in an interaction. Oh, I mean, that's pretty natural, right? The will to self preserve your, you know, yeah, self preservation is a very natural thing. I do think a lot, very, very, very few people would be willing to sacrifice themselves for the greater good. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say those movies and those situations. I know this is not a realistic thing, but speaking in hypotheticals, obviously, when they're like, hey, like, you know, if you can only keep one alive to evaluate your worth versus someone else, and you'd be like, no, he's the better human to keep, you know, last alive. Very, very few people would be willing to give themselves up. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing either. Love your beard. I appreciate it. Yeah. But I do appreciate the fact that, you know, like talking about the lore and talking about mythology, it really just, it makes you think about life from a different perspective. And I think conversations like these they have value in it. I imagine parents are actually going to die for their offspring. Yeah. I mean, some are. I wouldn't say all of them, but yeah, I think someone's purpose ultimately helps shape how they act. Yeah. Like if you were to like be asked, what is your purpose in life? If you're fulfilling your purpose, some people are willing to die for that purpose. And there's a lot of women that I've met in my life, not all of them by any means. Not saying this is a generalization or a majority, but I definitely met someone in my life that their purpose is just to be a mother and have kids. And there's nothing wrong with just being a mother. I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just saying like that's just like that's their life's mission. Therefore, they would probably die for their kids. You know, because that's their purpose. So it makes it an easy choice for them. Purpose is distraction from the reality of life. What do you mean? Purpose gets in the way? Yeah, what do you mean by that? Are you referring to like someone's life, like their purpose in life? Because what is the purpose, right? It's like their goal for themselves, right? Their ultimate goal, their penultimate goal. So I think people don't live life without finding out or deciding what their purpose is. And then they live a very frivolous life that is pleasure-seeking and random in nature. That is day to day and week to week in terms of how their emotions are and how they act. They're not grounded in anything. Yeah, because I would actually say the opposite. I would say people that lack purpose are the people that live a very meaningless life. Appreciating life such as it is. Do you think people that have purpose feel like they don't appreciate life as much? I think it gives them direction. I think purpose gives direction. Hold on, let me turn on this music. It's getting loud. What the heck? But yeah, like I have purpose in my life. And people that don't have purpose live day to day. They live week to week in terms of their decision making, in terms of the actions they take, in terms of the comforts they seek. I mean, like, yeah, like I'm not going to sit here and say people that don't have purpose are living life wrong by any means. I was just more so speaking to like the way I see it. A nihilist? I don't even know what that is. A nihilist? Let me Google that. Nihilism. Or nothing, inherently meaningless. Knowledge is impossible. Moral values are baseless. It encompasses various forms, including existential nihilism, questions life purpose. Accordia is that life, the universe exists itself, has no intrinsic purpose or value. Okay. Rejection of value, often reject the basis of traditional moral, political, and social values. Socially constructed. Skepticism, it can involve extreme skepticism of the possibility of attaining knowledge or objective truth. Okay. An absurdist. Wait. So which one are you? The former or the latter? I just looked it up. I have to read a whole new definition. Believes life is inherently chaotic and without inherent meaning. It's still possible to find a meaning and happiness by embracing or rebelling against this fundamental lack of purpose. Life is inherently chaotic. Huh. Yeah, I'm just looking at like Google's definition real quick. So that's what I was just reading. Yeah. According to Google AI overview, let me know if this rings true for you. An absurdist believes life is inherently chaotic and without inherent meaning, and that it is still possible to find a meaning and happiness by embracing and rebelling against this fundamental lack of purpose. Does that accurately depict how you feel? Okay. Life is inherent. So I'm gonna take this line by line here, and just like I'd love to hear your thoughts. Life is more fun than being dead. Yeah, I think everyone that's alive would probably agree. LOL. Life is inherently chaotic. What is chaotic about life? I believe that everything in life can be reasoned, and you can find out that like people act like we just talked about before, right? Based on their environment, based on the influences. Like it doesn't come out of nowhere. Like now, if you want to talk about where did that first person that ever existed and where did their sense of purpose and understanding come from, sure, like I'm just as clueless as everybody else. But I think if we're just looking at like our lives right now presently, that clearly like was paid for us by others, I wouldn't say it's chaotic. We could like we could backwards trace. Oh, this is my mom acts this way, my dad acts this way, and that's because they grew up in this environment. Like, I don't know what this music is at this point. That was annoying. So I don't think life is inherently chaotic. I'm not saying like it's wrong or anything to think that, but everything everything has purpose. Everything has a meaning. Hindus believe in karma. Like, why does a stop sign exist on a road? To prevent overflow of traffic, to create safety, to allow pedestrians based on the locale, the landscape architecture in that area, to allow people to have foot traffic. Like, it's not just random. I think life is all more beautiful for the chaos. Yeah. I'm not saying life isn't hard. It's not difficult, but I wouldn't want life easy at the same time. Yeah, so I'm not sure I technically, or like I would just completely understand someone's idea of just inherent chaos without inherent meaning. Now, the without inherent meaning part, like why things are the way they are and why they came to be, I could see that standpoint. But just at least looking at present day, I feel like everything, was created and had a reason for it. We just lack our ignorance debt that we all pay in life is what creates a lot of misconceptions. Life is hard, but can be so much harder. For sure. You're Danish? Nice. Hindus believe in karma, yeah. I'm a very practical person, a realistic person. So I believe in not externalizing my circumstance to powers that I can't explain. Like playing victim or being like, oh, I couldn't have done more. I'm the opposite type of mind. Like, I'm like, hey, if something went wrong or I didn't succeed, what could I have done better? As opposed to, hey, like right now I didn't kill, Dancer on my first try after not playing her, like fighting her for like a week and a half. Clearly it's the game's fault. Like, no, my initial and first reaction is like, hey, what could I have done better? That's how I kind of operate. Because it only leads to a more positive mindset. It's a healthier mindset. Yeah. A healthy stance. Yeah. Just from a emotional and logical standpoint, like logically, you can only control what you control. So there's a logical reasoning for having that mindset. And then like the mental standpoint is like, hey, self-improvement is a better mentality than just pessimism. The ability to admit to being wrong, you have to be hand to hand with it. You have to accept your own failures and quickly. The quicker you can accept your own failures in life, the quicker you can turn around to learn. It shortens the cycle. Well, sometimes I'm too pragmatic to a fault. So, not everyone obviously lives that way. A lot more people are like, you just mentioned, like, live in chaos. So they go, from situation to situation in their life, and they meet someone like me, and then we bump heads because I'm like, well, this happened for a reason. And they're like, nah, it just happened because whatever. And I'm like, okay. I don't know, is the sexiest thing any person... What? We all like to think we know best. Yeah, I mean, I guess. We all like to think we're doing the right thing. Is probably more congruent with people's like personal philosophy. I don't think everyone thinks we know best. I think everyone thinks that like they're doing the right thing. I guess, is that kind of the same thing? Am I kind of splitting hairs? Maybe. Yeah. I'll rescind my statement. I think you're right. I think everyone thinks, they like to think they're doing the right thing. On the right path. But have you ever felt like you were wrong though? Of course. Like I made decisions that afterwards I was like, yep, I messed up. For sure. Now, how many, like out of 1,000 decisions, how many of them are wrong? Very few. But only because I'm a creature of habit and I've learned from my mistakes, If you give me 1,000 decisions, like new ones I've never made before, never had encountered, and have no basis of reference, then the the accuracy will drop. This music is wild right now. But very interesting stuff. What have I changed my view on recently? You're asking some very good questions. You're talking about in terms of life, right? Like viewpoints and philosophy. This music is just throwing me off. What is this? That's a good question. Man, I really... I couldn't tell you recently anything. I could tell you though, when I was in my young 20s, that I had a very strong stance on people's ability to change in certain situations, like context dependent, of course. And I realized as I continue to, grow and get older and make more decisions that I had a very strong stance that really just didn't allow a lot of empathy for others in my life, as much as I would have liked. And I didn't realize it until I was like in my later 20s that it's just a very pessimistic and negative thing to have, is a kind of a stance that some people don't have the ability to change on certain things. And instead of believing that people, if they truly want to, can change, it's just a healthier mindset. And I know that seems like very obvious, but it was just with certain contexts and certain things. I'm not talking about in general for their life, but without getting into like too specific of topics, just from a macro standpoint, I just had some strong stance on some things that like people would just not change. And then I was like, you know what? that kind of boxes them in, and that's not fair to them. You know, it doesn't mean I like if they keep making the same mistakes that I don't, you know, adjust and make my own decisions from there. But until they prove differently, I'm not saying you just tolerate, you know, their standpoint, their views, and their mistakes or whatever it is. But I think you have to have the willingness to know like what you're willing to tolerate, and also what's acceptable. But also like, you know, having the ability to be empathetic and to create that room for understanding is massive. A huge hippie. Yeah. I'm very laissez-faire in nature too at times, and like just let it be, you know. I definitely feel like the older I've gotten, the more I'm like, man, I don't like people as much. But it's really not that. It's just the fact that like it takes a lot of energy to be empathetic and to be sympathetic and to extend yourself. So, Pride Month. Yeah, I don't know the backstory of Denmark or anything. Unfortunately, you know, the rich history and culture, the necessity of Pride Month and such. Yeah, I mean, and like when it comes to things like that, that's like someone's feelings, right? And when it comes to people's feelings, like, is anyone ever really right or wrong when it comes to like think about a relationship with your parents, your significant other? You could argue till you're blue in the face just to feel right, but if you care about that person and their feelings are hurt, like, what does it cost you just to like be open to a different perspective? You know, whether it's like you don't have to accept it, you know, you could just understand where they're coming from. If that makes sense, you know, you could think that like, hey, the value of this relationship is more important than being right or wrong. You know, like it's not gonna hurt anybody if it, you know, feelings are irrational. Feelings are irrational. What do you mean by that? I mean, feelings are based on our perception of the world. And when it's incongruent with someone else's perception, then that's when our feelings get hurt. Now, what we do in that moment is very critical. Like, do we let it affect us or not? That's the next logical step, you know? The world is flat. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're saying like feelings are rooted in our, like I said, our understanding of the world and our perception of it. So that's why you're saying it's like a practical thing. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. But as far as what my reaction would be, I'm like, well, I don't think it is flat. And I'll tell you my reasons why. Have you ever been on the ocean? How many nautical miles can you see before the horizon flattens out? It's actually not that far. Right. You know, the convincing. Yeah. Once again, could be heavily influenced by, once again, what we talked about before, like how we grew up. You know, who taught us, who raised us, who was around us, how many people agreed. So, but yeah. I got you. Well, tell you what, my man. It's getting late. I do need to go to sleep here in a bit. I do appreciate the conversation, though. Don't get it twisted. I just am very tired. I'm not going to give you the best version of myself that you deserve. So it's nice to see you again. It's been a long time, but I appreciate it. It means a lot. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the Tather, Fred. Yeah, I'm stumbling on my words. I can't even speak English right now. It's getting difficult. Good chat. No, good chat to you too. Very intriguing. I love to talk about anything. It could be superficial, materialistic, more human in nature, or it could be more deep and philosophical. I'm always down. So just know you're always welcome. And we can talk about this whenever you want. So I got you. I know the music is going crazy right now, but forgive me. Well, I hope you have a good morning because you're in the morning by you. Make sure you get some rest. You deserve it. You've worked hard this week. All right, Rosen. Appreciate it. Thanks to everyone that stopped by the tavern today. I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a blessed weekend. Take your time. Enjoy the time off. Hopefully you don't work. And go out and accomplish all the things you want to do in life. Never hold back. All right. Take care.